Stone Vigil. Once the final line of defense for the city of Ishgard, it has since fallen to the Dravanian hordes, following the aetherical shift in Kurthus after the seventh umbral calamity. Given up as a lost cause by the Holy See, this derelict fort is also the last known whereabouts of Sid Garlon's prized airship, the Enterprise. And Alphino Leveilleur intends to retrieve it. And if there's one thing we know from 2.0 Alphino, it's that he will get what he wants and damn the consequences. Hi, I'm Tyler, Final Fantasy XIV player and amateur bartender, and I've made it my mission to craft a cocktail for every dungeon in the game. And today, we're doing the Stone Vigil. Welcome to a Cocktail Reborn. Let's get started. ARR Alfie. What a cocksure, smug little prick. This portion of the game was probably my biggest hurdle to endgame back in 2.0, and Alphino, being our sole companion, was a big part of that. This is the only story dungeon in the 41 to 49 level range, and the MSQ just kinda... Anyway, this was a tough nut to crack. I finally decided to just go with a vibes check on the cocktail. It's up north, it's cold, and it's full of dragons. So I thought a smoked cocktail with a spirit from the Baltic states would be a good take. Plus, I finally got a blowtorch, so why not, right? Let's craft. We're starting with a lesser-known spirit that is probably best known for being in the Green Dragon cocktail. Kummel is nicely herbal with caraway, anise, fennel, coriander, rose petal, and peppermint. The Kummel I'm using is Snow Angel by Water Pocket Distillery and is 80 proof, so it makes a great, flavorful base spirit. I wanted to bring out the mint in the Kummel and didn't want to use creme de menthe, so I went to my Amari and came back with Fernet Branca. Not as much mint as Branca Mente, and adds a good amount of bitterness without overpowering the drink. I tend to favor liqueurs over syrups, if you've noticed, in my drinks, and decided to try Drambuie for sweetness, a Scotch liqueur made with botanicals and heather honey that has a great, complex sweetness here that plays really well with the rest of the ingredients. To play up the smoke, I'll be adding some walnut bitters. And for acid balance, we'll be using lemon juice. First things first, we will need our smoke. I don't have any of those fancy smoke infusion rigs, but I do have a blowtorch and a hunk of bourbon barrel. For this method, I hit the wood with the torch, get it glowing, then cap it with a chilled glass. The colder the better, as it will keep the smoke in the condensation on the glass. While the glass gathers smoke, we'll build the cocktail. Start with 4 dashes of walnut bitters, then half an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of Drambuie, a quarter ounce of Fernet, and 2 ounces of Kummel. Add ice and shake for 10 to 15 seconds. When you overturn the rocks glass, make sure you drop in your big rock of ice right as soon as you turn it to help trap the smoke. Double strain the cocktail over the ice and garnish with a lemon wheel and a sprig of mint. And there we have the Stone Vigil. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. That is so interesting. I very recently learned about Kummel when I was looking into making this drink. As I said earlier, Kummel is a key ingredient in the Green Dragon, which was not something I felt like making. I didn't want to use creme de menthe, but I did like the idea of using mint to go with the Kummel because the Kummel works really well with it. The Fernet Branca brings that mint, but it also brings its own bitterness, its own unique flavor. If you've ever had Fernet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then you get, oh, that's good. You get the Drambuie, you get that honey in there, the heather honey. There's something very distinct about Drambuie. One of my favorite drinks is a rusty nail, and that's just Scotch and Drambuie. Drambuie has such a unique flavor to it. It really shines through in here. And then the Kummel with its multi-layered flavor. If you drink it all on its own and you're a little sensitive to anise, that's going to be what you get first. But when it's mixed in with all of this, let's try it again. Yeah, when it's mixed in with all of this, you get everything else that's in there. You do get a bit of the anise, but it's kind of a supporting player. Definitely get the fennel, the peppermint, the caraway. The rose petal is especially prevalent there. With this specific Kummel, I don't know about other Kummels. This is the only one I've ever had. It's the only one I've ever been able to buy, and I had to buy it directly from Water Pocket. They're a local company here in Utah, but they sell nationally. Oh, and then of course, you cannot discount that lofty, hefty aroma of the smoke. The smoke and then the walnut bitters play together really well. They say you taste with your eyes, then your nose, and then your mouth. And I think that's very true here. This ended up very pretty, considering it's got Branca in it. And it smells heavenly with that smoke. It just reminds me of campfires when I was a kid. And then, that Kummel is so unique. It's like gin on steroids. That is so good. Definitely try this one. And that is the Stone Vigil. Sound off in the comments below if you decide to make this drink. I made this to my personal tastes, so your mileage may vary, but definitely pick up a bottle of Kummel. It is worth your time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked the video, and stay tuned for the next one, which will be Zamale Darkhold. And until then, may the fury guide your sword. Cheers.